I'm gonna do a sketchbook tour of my recent Bangkok trip. I was there for about 5 days and I had one heck of a time sketching an entire sketchbook. I'm gonna show you the entire sketchbook which I did in 5 days. Let's go! I was up in Bangkok because I had a leadership meeting in Bangkok over 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, and I decided to go a little bit earlier to spend the weekend with some friends as well as to sketch with the Bangkok Sketchers. As my little poem here says, Bangkok post-COVID, the old memories flood back. Taste, sounds, smells, it's great! Well, it's great to be back actually, love it. So obviously to break a new sketchbook in, you will sketch the travel itself. This is travel on SQ Singapore Airlines. Okay, honestly, I'm not sure I like the sustainable packaging. I think they use even more paper and wood. So not sure how sustainable that is. But it seems sustainable. My flight took me to Suvarnabhumi Airport in Bangkok. And as you could see, I observed the little things around the airport. There's some new decoration I've not seen before. There's travelers, they are waiting for hail riding and so on. I stayed at a place that is near to Asiatique, and this is where I sketched the night that I land. It wasn't so late, about 8 something, almost 9, and I went for a quick walk. I'm at one of my favorite places in Bangkok. This is Asiatique, as you can see behind me. I'm just gonna show you around how interesting a place this is. And you will see that there's lots of tourists. It's been a long time since I last came here. It's pre-COVID. Well, Asiatique is a place where you can find food, lots of local branded goods, fashion, household items and so on and so forth. It's a great place to walk around and do some window shopping. There were also a lot of activities such as these kids, I think they're kids, busking. They were singing pretty well. And there's lots of statues littered around the place. Very interesting place to just observe and to basically enjoy the space. So I took lots of photographs as references for my sketchbook. Didn't do a lot of urban sketching. I didn't sketch on site. I was really just walking around more with my camera, or rather my phone in my hand. So that night when I landed, it was a Friday night. I enjoyed myself thoroughly before I went to bed, and I managed to sketch some of these into my sketchbook. And of course had my dinner there as well. Talking about dinner, Bangkok is famous for its street food, and I just love the sight and sound, taste and smell of the street food. Sketch some of these. I'll show you some of the photographs I took as well. I would eat in some of these places. In fact, they're the most delicious stuff around. But I do have a rule, and they have to be through fire, so it has to be piping hot food. The next day I went to sketch with the Bangkok Sketchers. I'll show you some of the photographs I took, the people I've met, some old acquaintances that I have bumped into as well. But these are the interesting bit when you're a sketcher in the region. I went late, didn't really get to sketch. I had a couple of line work on site, kind of finish it off later on, as you can see. But it was a decent group. This is Su Tien, who runs Bangkok Sketchers these days. I'm showing you some of the interesting photograph I took. I met up with AR from Philippines, met with a couple of ladies from Hong Kong. And then of course I took a photograph with Su Tien and some of the other Bangkok Sketchers. It was a lovely afternoon. So Icon CM, yeah, that's the place on the left that I sketched, and then on the right there's the Portuguese embassy, as well as the statue that I doodled from this trip. They are not exactly urban sketching, not on site, but anyway, I managed to sketch some because my priority was to catch up with people. Now I'm going to go back in time to the morning because when I met up with the Bangkok Sketchers, it was in the afternoon. In the morning, I went for breakfast with an old friend, Tanapong. He was somebody I knew from Accenture days. Haven't met him for 10 years. It took me to a Michelin star, roast pork kway chap place, and it was delicious. That's the spread on the left. That's Tanapong, looking good. Haven't seen him for 10 years. So he took me to this place called Mr. Joe Kway Chap, and it's sort of braised pork. It's a typical Teochew style braised pork, I think. But it was this roasted pork dish that got me. So this one went into the sketch. And this is the kway chap dish that you will come to this shop for. And then we went to a tofu place, or beancurd place, dessert sort of. And this is what dessert looks like in this shop. And then my next appointment came, and that's Chanin, the one on the right. Somebody that I have not met for 10 years as well, and he's an old colleague from UOB, the bank I worked in 2009 to 2012. And as it turned out, my two friends have common friends, and from their Anderson consulting days. Talk about 6 degrees of separation. This is not even it. I was just a common person, and we all have common friends. Now back to the sketch on the right. Chanin took me around Chinatown, and we went to a very interesting Golden Buddha temple, and it has a statue that is 5.5 ton in gold, and it's supposed to be more than 700 years old. They discovered it because in the old days it was about to go into war. They put plaster around it, and it was hidden somewhere in Thailand, and when it was discovered, they realized it was pure gold. So I had a lovely afternoon with Chanin, and of course you will observe the kind of religious life around the area as well, such as the monk seeking alms on the street. Chao Phraya is the main artery, or the lifeline, where lots of business are conducted, lots of transportation, including ferry that goes up and down the river. Okay, again, I'm backing up in time. The first thing I did that morning, which was a Saturday morning, was to actually pop over next to the hotel where I was staying. There is a very old cemetery, more than 150 years old. It's called the Bangkok Protestant Cemetery, and I had a walkabout. I think it's important to think about life, think about how we will all end, but sometimes that will keep us honest and gives us a very good reflection of life itself. So I had a somber walk that morning, and I had a very good reflection, and also to really be amazed that after 150 years there's fresh flowers on many of these graves. And that's my sketch and reflection for the day. Well, at this point, just to switch topic a little bit, in my sketchbook I was thinking I actually could finish the entire sketchbook. I wasn't sure I could, but one of the things I do with many of my travel sketch is to do this one-line sketched icon. I've done a video before. I put a link right up here for you. On the second night, Saturday night that is, when I landed in Bangkok, I went back to Asiatique again to have my dinner and do some window shopping, and I did buy some stuff. As you can see, I couldn't help myself but have another plate of mango sticky rice. The next thing I'm going to show you is this thing, this place called Mother Roaster. And I must say, this is one of the most impressive things about Thailand, at least in this trip, that I've learned about Thailand coffee beans. They have made coffee beans in Thailand since the 70s. They are not large-scale production, but they are absolutely gorgeous. And this is a hand pump coffee that I had with Chanin. Well, these beans are farmed in a very sustainable way. Most of them are in the jungle, and they are absolutely gorgeous. They're really good. If you like coffee, you have got to try Thailand coffee, hand brewed In this case, it's hand pumped. It's even in a quaint place right above a truck mechanic shop, which is no longer running. But on top, they made it so beautifully into a coffee place. So I thoroughly enjoyed my conversation and coffee with Chanin. Oh, well, this is not from the coffee shop. This is from the lunch prior. And we certainly have been eating and drinking non-stop. The next few spreads are from sketches from the hotel I was staying. It's a Ramada Plaza or Ramada by Wyndham, and also the surrounding area of the hotel. Just a little observation of tourists, of robots, cleaning, or I think in this case it's actually a guard of the hotel, and little things that interest me, like the lion statues, the scooters and tuk-tuk, three-wheel taxis around Bangkok. On Sunday morning, I was just too lazy to walk around anymore. I was just chilling by the pool, and so I was drawing and just enjoying myself, taking a dip into the pool and being served by a nice chap that brought me my drinks. I was also getting ready to check out and meet my other friend who's going to come around, take me for lunch. Yes, eat again. He took me to one of the best Thai restaurant in Bangkok, like one of the best kept secret, I think. I've known Andre for a long time. He came and picked me up from the hotel and we went straight, and it's a bit of a jam, even on a Sunday morning, but we got round to this place called Maison, and the food was just amazing. He was just describing it. It's how it tastes like stuff from his grandmother's kitchen. Lots of lard on the rice. The curry was just out of this world, and I really enjoyed myself. I ate too much, obviously, and I've been eating, the whole day before, and it was just terrible. But no, I shouldn't say that. It was great, even the dessert. So this restaurant is run by a hotel in a place called Lert, and the family that runs this used to start, they used to run the bus service in Bangkok. It started in 1907, so there's a bit of history. They even have some of the old vintage bus and trucks around. Well, it really is a nice place for afternoon tea, and in fact there was even a wedding going on when I was there. Right after lunch we saw lots of people nearby in a wedding reception. So a little bit history, Bangkok, and after that I checked into Courtyard by Marriott, and that's where my meeting was going to be for the remaining 2 days after. The thing about attending a regional meeting or any meetings you in a hotel, you're bound to be well fed, and it was just non-stop tea time, coffee, food, and so on and so forth. But some of the things that fascinates me are little decoration that they put near the food. So that was more interesting than the food itself. So obviously I sketched more food from the dinner. I sketched the meeting itself, and we had a very, very good meeting. In fact, I think it was very good to look at some of the blue sky strategy thinking, and some of the deep dive in terms of where we want to go and take the practice. Anyway, I won't bore you with work, but here's a photo of the group, the leadership in front, Esther, Gary, and Aaron, and then we had me right on the right hand side. Yeah, it was a really, really good meeting, and of course, food for dinner was always really, really good. We went to Arun, nearby. It was a short walk, and again we had lovely, lovely wine to go. This spread is from the evening out at nearby Bar.Yard, and HY.K music was playing. She was playing some really funky, chill music, and we really enjoyed the conversation and the drink, of course. Around the hotel, I had a good walk in the morning, and I saw lots of very interesting bits that could put into my sketchbook. Besides that, I saw lots of school kids going to school. It was a Tuesday morning, and again, morning hawker or food seller was all about the area, including selling to the office workers. And it's just very interesting for me to observe some of these. I was telling the story of ThailandCoffee to some of my colleagues, and the local partner Kunun bought really nice coffee for some of us, and I did a bit of research, and I realized it was because the previous king, he had gotten some investment or some project that got the northern Thai farmers to start planting really good coffee beans, and that's why we could enjoy some of the best coffee in Bangkok. So towards the end of the sketchbook, as you can see, I couldn't help myself but more food and drinks. I'm not gonna comment anymore, other than they were all delicious and they were all yummy. I kind of sometimes sneak in a little bit of deco, statues. Alright, so this spread is dedicated to the tools I brought for the trip. It was basically my Diatramantis Archival Black, a opaque white, a spritzer, my trusty 24 color little palette, they are very small, Sailor Feudy nib, it's a bended nib fountain pen, and I brought 2 brushes, Escoda number 4 and Escoda number 10, and that's it. That was really pretty much all I brought for this trip that I managed to use to finish my entire sketchbook. I really feel overachieving this time. A good shot 4 days, and I could smash in a whole sketchbook. So I hope you enjoyed my walkabout sketchbook flip through, and I think it's nice to get some artistic activities going while you are having business meeting. So this is one of those days where I could just smash those in. Thank you for watching to the end. I appreciate your tuning in. Alright, stay safe wherever you are. Bye.